I think it's the perfect timing for me for a fight like this. I think the win, you know what I mean, will really like, Lyndon's known, he's been in there with your Bivels, he's been on these Saudi shows, you know what I mean? He's been about, he's known. I'm trying to get to that. Beating him, it'll get people talking. You know, like I say, I think it's good because it's local derby, two Manchester lads. You know, you've probably got eyes on the fight, which wouldn't usually be on the fight if it was just a normal fight. You know what I mean? You've got the football eyes who are going to be on the fight. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. You know, you want as much attention as you can, and you know, hopefully a good performance and a good win, it can build my fan base, and that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to be like one of these fighters who's known in Manchester, who can headline a show in Manchester, who can fill out arenas in Manchester. You know, that's my dream. That's what I've wanted to do with a kid, and I feel like this fight can really push me towards that.
Obviously, your last fight won a European title against Shakan Pitters. You're 27 years old. Do you feel like, you know, you've been a pro for a while? You feel like now you're coming into your prime. You've got this big fight against Lyndon, and this is kind of your time to go and chase your dream of, you know, becoming a world champion or getting to at least world level soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like, this is the best I've ever felt, the best version of me, and I think I'm getting better all the time. You know, I'm better than I was at the Shakan Pitters fight, and the Pitters fight was better than the fight before that, and my fight after this, I'm going to be better than I am now. And you know, I'm happy at the moment, and I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with my training, with my team, with life. Like, things are going well. They say happy fighter, the dangerous fighter, and like, I feel dangerous, but I feel like I'm getting better all the time. I feel like I am improving, and I feel like I've got more to show.
You know, Lyndon, he's obviously been in there with the best. He kind of has suggested that he feels that his experience will be a bit too much for you, you know, especially having been in with the likes of, you know, your Bivals, the likes of Yard. Do you think that will play a factor?
Well, look, I think he's right when he says he's been in bigger fights than me. It's take an idiot to know he has, you know what I mean? But he's been at the level I'm trying to get to. You know, you've got to start somewhere. There's got to be a turning point in your career. There's got to be a fighter that you beat that puts you on that path. And I think me beating Lyndon can put me onto that path to getting into them fights.
Do you feel you're the much hungrier fighter?
Yeah, I do, and I do feel that, and I think he took offence to that when I said that, meaning he's not hungry, and he wasn't that. But look, I've had a tough few years, you know what I mean, and it's put a chip on my shoulder, and I feel like it's me against the world, and I've got a point to prove, and you know what I mean, and it has made me hungry, and look, you know what I mean, I didn't mean anything by it, but yes, I feel like I'm hungrier than him.
Lyndon's jab, is kind of his trademark. You sparred plenty of rounds with him, I understand. How do you plan on getting around that jab?
Yeah, look, it's a great tool that he's got, but I think with Lyndon, one of the traps that he can fall into is just worrying about his jab. He's got a world-class jab, everyone knows it, but you don't get to the level he's got to just off a jab. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different factors to worry about, but I've been boxing since I was 7 years old. If I can't defend a jab, there's just something wrong, you know what I mean? And I feel like whatever it comes with, I'm going to have an answer for.
You know, obviously this card is stacked with light heavyweight talent. Queensbury as a promotion is stacked with light heavyweight talent. Is this kind of the perfect place for you to be at this stage in your career? And do you think with a win, it kind of opens up the division for you?
Yeah, of course. Like, this is when the offer come in off Queensbury, like, I was so excited for it because I want to be in them big domestic fights. You know what I mean? I want two British lads in together like that. They're the type of fights that when I was a kid, when I was a boxing fan, I used to look forward to. And for me, they always bring out kind of the best fights to watch. And that's what I love. I want to be in fights like that. So I was excited because the fights are easy to make at Queensbury because there's so many good light heavyweights here. And I think the problem is a lot of the time is, you know, certain fighters want to take easy routes and not take them fights. Whereas I get the gist, most of these Queensbury lads, they want to get in the mix and they want to fight each other and they want to show who's best. And, you know, I love that. And look, I want to be firmly in the mix.
Obviously, this is you, the City fan, against Lyndon, the United fan. Me myself, I'm actually a United fan. I know you might be a bit surprised by my accent. I'm one of those Peckham Reds. So
Well, yeah, are they not all from
oh, I think I don't know about that, mate. I don't know about that.
There's none round here, like there's no United fans around here.
Obviously, in the last fixture between the two, it was a dominant victory for City. Do you think it will be the same for the blue half of Manchester on Saturday night?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's written. I think it's written. After that, when I seen that decision, I was just, any nerves went, and I was like, oh, I'm winning. Well, look, hey, they've been on form at the moment, so a lot of Lyndon's going to turn up. But
exactly,
no, I feel like I'm going to get the job done. Yeah.
When's the last time you fought in Manchester?
About 6 years ago, apparently. I've been told. So I'm excited.
Are you surprised that it's been that long?
You know, because I was boxing in Bolton. I felt like that was Manchester, so I didn't really realise that it was actually not boxing Manchester for that long. So yeah, man, I'm excited to come back.
Is this the perfect fight to Manchester lads to come back to Manchester with?
Isn't it? You know, you got the divide. It's Manchester versus City, Manchester United versus City, and then you got two Manchester kids that, you know, trying to do the same thing in life, and could have got a good show on.
Obviously, you know, you've been to the highest level. You fought on massive stages. Your last fight was
the big one.
Yeah, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But does a fight like this, maybe when you're going to be amongst your people, you know, the atmosphere for your fight will be unreal, I believe. Is a fight like this one that really gets you up for it?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Also because it's a European title. I've not won the European title before. It has bragging rights behind it, and also, you know, a guy that keeps telling me that I'm not as hungry as him. So I you know, I'm excited to get in there. I'm excited to see him try and show me how much better than me is, because he's convinced himself that he is hungry than me, and I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Does that type of thing play on your mind throughout camp? Someone say, you know, someone might criticize your technique, but someone criticizing your your hunger.
Not normally, no. But this time it did. For some mad reason. Maybe I just took out something to get me going. I don't know. But yeah, that stuck a little bit.
How do you maintain the hunger? You know, you've had, like I said, you've been at the top level. You've had to be through these big camps, had to get yourself up to these big nights.
I'm not done. I don't think I'm done. I still think I've got a couple of years left of big fights. I have no idea how I get it, but I want to get back there. You know what I mean? A European title does that, because the next part is probably a world champion or a big defense against another huge British fighter and another domestic dust up, so to speak. So I am excited. I'm excited to see what comes after this. Obviously, I'm focused on Saturday.
Obviously, in Brad's last fight, he beat Shachan Peters for the European. But do you think when he steps in the ring with you on Saturday night, he's going to experience something he hasn't experienced?
I believe so. I believe it's up to him to show me that it's not going to be. It's not different to what he's already experienced. No, I know my beef. I know that I'm not doing the sport. I like to believe that I've got more to give.
Is this a perfect card for you to be on as well, with all the light heavyweights on the card? Obviously, Queensbury's got such a big light heavyweight stable. Is it perfect for you if you get a win? It's going to open up some big fights.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Look, I've said it before and I've said it again for years now. The light heavyweight scene has been bubbling, and there's a lot of fights. Obviously, me and Yaz follow each other, but we're seeing Billy Hutchison, we're seeing Spider, Aziz for, and them everyone's fighting each other or for each other. There's so many much more fights to have. So in regards to the light heavyweights,
obviously this is the blue side of Manchester versus the red side of Manchester City versus Man United. I was mentioning to Brad that I'm actually a United fan myself. I know I don't sound like it. I'm a bit of a Peckham Red, but you know, City came out on top, you know, in the last fixture. You keen to put the record
but
straight?
United, but United. Look,
We're cooking though. We're cooking.
cooking, Cunha's cooking, Buemo's cooking. You know, we're looking like we're doing all right. I think we get a win on Notts on Saturday, sorry, against Notts, and then
Are we title challengers though?
I'm not gonna.
Because you're like
See, I get ahead of
people
myself.
are still saying Liverpool's title challengers. You know what I mean?
I get ahead of myself and start saying, yeah, look, if we get top 4 this year, next year is going to be mad because we're going to attract so many sick players that want to be a part of the comeback journey. So, anyway, I can only be hopeful.
Saturday night, you're about to want another win for United.
Exactly.
And then you know, it's going to be 2 wins for United
Get us
on Saturday.
Saturday, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Maybe keep the say red